At the peak of his career, he was unstoppable. Over 400 million followers on Instagram, films that grossed billions, his own business empire from tequila to athletic wear. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was the living embodiment of the American dream. He preached a philosophy that inspired millions. If you are the hardest worker in the room, you will get everything.
Always be the hardest workers in the room. There's no substitution for hard work. You are lucky and fortunate to be number one. Don't ever stop, because there's always somebody else who's willing to take your place.
But what if that whole philosophy was built on a lie? From there, he seamlessly transitioned into film, where he quickly became one of the most in-demand actors, earning up to $120 million a year. Every one of his films was an event. Fast 5 grossed over $626 million. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, almost $962 million. And Moana, over $682 million. He didn't just act in films, he was a guarantee of their success. But beyond the movie screen, his brand was even more powerful. The Rock became a business magnate. His Teremana tequila became one of the fastest growing brands in history, and his Project Rock clothing line in collaboration with Under Armour sold millions. He constantly shared his philosophy of waking up at 4 a.m. and showed off his grueling workouts. Millions of people saw him as a hero who had achieved everything through his own hard work. But this perfect image had one huge problem: it was too perfect. The first hints that The Rock's foundation was not so solid came not from a scandal but from one simple change: his body. He recently appeared in public, and everyone noticed that his body seemed to have simply shrunk. In a matter of months, he lost a colossal amount of muscle mass. This caused a storm of speculation. His critics, who had long suspected something was wrong, finally got what they were looking for: proof. So why did his sudden weight loss cause such an uproar? It all comes down to his public story. The Rock always claimed that his incredible physique was the result of hard work and diet alone. He even once admitted that at 18 he tried steroids but quickly quit. But look at the contrast. Compare his physique at age 30, when he was at the peak of his WWE career, with his appearance after 40. He was bigger and more defined than ever, and now at 50 he is suddenly deflated. For fitness experts and the millions of viewers who have followed his career, this was a blatant, illogical fact. At that moment, his words about hard work began to sound like a mockery. In their podcasts and videos, fitness experts and bloggers began to analyze his physical changes. They said that his stories about pumping iron at 4 a.m. and eating chicken breasts were, in essence, a false hope. And this is where we get to the most interesting part. For an ordinary person to lose that much muscle mass, it would take years without training. Muscles simply don't disappear that quickly. But when you stop taking anabolic steroids, your body reacts completely differently. It starts to devour its own muscles because it is no longer receiving external hormones. This is an accelerated breakdown that leads to a dramatic and rapid decrease in size. It was this rapid transformation in the 50-year-old Rock that became direct proof for many that his body was not changing naturally, but in response to stopping the use of drugs. The famous bodybuilder and coach Greg Doucette said, "I would be a 1,000 to 1 odds that he's on performance-enhancing drugs, and I don't even think small amounts, I think a lot." That's my opinion. I would say he's on everything. I would say at one point you could argue maybe just HRT, but I would say to get your best physique in your 50s. It's hard enough in your 30s, 40s, but in your 50s it's just too suspect. Former professional wrestler Joe Rogan shared the same opinion on his podcast.
The Rock should come clean right now. There's not a fucking chance in hell he's clean. As big as The Rock is, at 50?
Okay, it wasn't that here.
Yeah, no, he looks pretty big.
Yeah.
Look, he's a giant dude. Massive human being. And, clearly when he's lean and, he looks great. But
yeah.
What do you think you would have to do to achieve that kind of a physique at 50? First of all, you wouldn't maintain that kind of mass as you naturally got older, normally, right?
No, definitely not.
American Thor also shared his opinion.
Is it his health issues? Is it purposely losing the size for a role? I mean, come on, let's be honest. He just literally stopped taking a absolute metric ton of steroids, and this is what happens when, again, they built this image that through hard work, dedication, and discipline, you too can have the body of a Mr. Olympia. And again, I have no issues if you want to take PEDs, nothing wrong with it, but you gotta be honest and not mislead people.
If the steroid accusations were a crack, the second scandal simply shattered his image. In August 2023, the island of Maui was ravaged by devastating wildfires that left many residents homeless. In response to the tragedy, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Oprah Winfrey established the People's Fund of Maui to support those affected, each contributing $5 million to the fund.
We have created the People's Fund of Maui that will put money directly in the hands of the people who need it right now. So if you send a donation, just click where you see below and send a donation. That money is going to go to one of many residents who have been displaced in Maui.
It seemed like a noble step, but from there it only got worse. They asked ordinary people to make donations to their Maui Relief Fund. Two billionaires who could easily have helped the people of Maui themselves decided to shift the burden onto ordinary citizens barely making ends meet. The act sparked outrage on social media. These million and billionaires really have the nerve to ask for public money while we struggle, and their mansions miraculously survived. Oprah is worth $1 billion and Johnson is worth $800 million, and they want money from the public. What a joke. The result was fast and brutal. The scandals, especially with the Maui Fund, hit his reputation harder than anything before. Millions of his followers who once considered him a hero began to unsubscribe. His follower count on social media, especially Instagram, dropped significantly, which was a clear testament to the loss of trust. His films, which were once a guarantee of success, began to receive a cooler reception. For example, The Smashing Machine, starring Johnson, received positive reviews but earned only about $20 million against a $50 million budget. Other films were rated as weak and failed to meet expectations. Critics have said that the era when his name alone could sell tickets has come to an end. The Rock himself understands that he can't play muscular action heroes in blockbusters for the rest of his life. In his recent projects, he's been exploring new types of roles. Only time will tell whether audiences will accept him in these new images or not.